On top of this edition of the news, cutting straight across to the pictures coming in from the NDA Parliamentary Party Meeting, which is currently underway in the national capital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been felicitated for the successful execution of Operation Sindoor, and there were chants of Har Har Mahadev and Bharat Mata Ki Jai resonating in the meeting hall as a resolution on Operation Sindoor was read out. Now, the NDA also paid heartfelt tribute to martyrs and strongly condemned the recent terror attack in Pahalgam. On your screens are pictures of the moment when the Prime Minister was garlanded and felicitated, with other senior leaders then extending their greetings to him. In that moment, chants of Har Har Mahadev resonated. Let's listen in once again. My colleague Pragya is joining us live as she gets us minute-by-minute updates from that key meeting. The Prime Minister has been felicitated. Operation Sindoor is the talking point in this meeting. Pragya, get us more inside details.
So Prime Minister has been felicitated by NDA MPs and in fact leaders, and also it is also a gesture on part of the NDA to say that India's policy against terrorism has been applauded by everyone, each and everyone present in the meeting. In fact, the larger message that has been sent out to the world today is that India never forgets and neither forgives when it comes to terrorism. And in fact, this is also, the devil lies in the details of the resolution. The resolution, when read out by Mr. Terrorism Parliamentary Affairs Minister, he spoke about specifically that these people who have been killed in Pahalgam terror attack have been killed based on the religion, and this is why we saw the chants at the end of the felicitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi when everyone chanted Har Har Mahadev. Obviously, it's an auspicious month of Lord Shiva and also Jai Shri Ram. This is also sending a message out to everyone out there in the world and not just to the opposition. While there is a mention of opposition that opposition tried to set up a narrative against Operation Sindoor, Kiran Rijiju also gave details of the debate of Operation Sindoor, that it went on for 36 hours for 10 minutes in both the houses, which is also a kind of historical, as far as details and debates are concerned. It means that they tried to also satiate the queries of the opposition if there was any on Operation Sindoor. And also another message that NDA together his decisive response that was delivered: justice for mothers and daughters of India. And the fact that Prime Minister defined the new normal, be it critical reply given to the terror, strict action from the rules where terror emerges, no nuclear blackmail is what Prime Minister's policy has also been hailed, and no differentiating between state sponsoring terrorism and terrorists. So this was, the meeting has been called, NDA Parliamentary Party Meeting has been called to felicitate Prime Minister for his resolute firmness on foreign policy and also on policy against terror. This has been hailed by each and everyone present in the meeting. Now there is another meeting going on where Prime Minister is going to speak to all these NDA MPs, sans media. But we will get some details very shortly when all of them come out of the meeting.
All right, Pragya, stay with us as we get our viewers more pictures of what's happening at the NDA meeting, but also tell us, at a time when there is unrelenting politics on Operation Sindoor and also the Pahalgam attack, despite every clarification given by the government, even now, the opposition is asking questions. There is a narrative that they are spinning. They are again accusing the government of not giving out a full disclosure. To that, does the government have a strategy in mind on how to counter?
Well, as far as opposition is concerned and as far as NDA is concerned, government believes that the debate is settled. Everyone accepts that when all party delegation went out to various countries, speaking about our foreign policy vis-a-vis Pakistan and how we have tagged Pakistan as state sponsored terrorist nation. That has gone well, in fact, well with many of the countries, and in fact we have been able to establish Pakistan as a terrorist nation. So this is a very big achievement of the government, and in fact this is just the start of this particular policy as far as terrorism is concerned. And this is the reason why government said that we have debated this for 36 hours in both the houses. In fact, top ministers of the government have tried to satisfy the queries that were coming in from the opposition, but it looks like that the opposition has a separate narrative of its own. And in fact many of the BJP and NDA MPs said that they are trying to narrate what Pakistan has been speaking. In fact, the language that they have been using is of Pakistan and not of India, and that also exposes them to the electorate, to the people of the country, where the whole country is appreciating what we did and how we took revenge, in fact, of Pahalgam terror attack, and the message that has been sent to Pakistan. It has never been recovered from the damage that it has seen as Operation Sindoor. So, in a way, government believes that this is also an exposing of opposition, in front of the people of the country, and this is going to be quoted in coming days in a history, I would say.
All right, Pragya, thank you for getting us all those details, but we have more inside scoop coming in, and our colleague Mohit is tracking this. This is with regards to what Kiran Rijiju said in the morning with regards to Operation Sindoor. A total debate of 36 hours and 10 minutes that had taken place in Parliament. Narrative that was peddled by the opposition, that was also countered by the government. A resolution was read out in the meeting on Operation Sindoor, and condolences were also paid to the victims. So we will tell you more about what's happening in the meeting, with what each leader has been saying on Operation Sindoor, and how the opposition's narrative has also been countered as politics continues unabated, Pragya, on Operation Sindoor. Let's look back at the questions that were raised by the opposition on the floor of the House. On the day of Operation Sindoor, there were comments made by leaders in the opposition. The likes of P. Chidambaram, even before the debate started, he asked a question: how can one be so sure that these terrorists are from Pakistan itself? And then it was Operation Mahadev that came in and proved the mettle of our forces. The Home Minister spoke about Operation Mahadev also in detail. All the questions asked by the opposition was also countered, and yet they went on to talk about and raise the narrative of intel failure. So even now, when this meeting is underway, is there a strategy in place to give another point-by-point rebuttal?
Sagarika, I think the government believes that they have settled the debate, and in fact, many of the opposition not just questioned, the origin of the terrorists, but also many in the Congress and also in Samajwadi Party and opposition parties spoke about why and how this particular Operation Mahadev came at a time when this debate is going on in the monsoon session. In fact, these were the queries that have been raised by the opposition. And Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, had given a point-by-point rebuttal, and not just that, very precise detail of Operation Mahadev. For how long they have been tracked, they have ensured that these terrorists won't flee the nation and won't flee from the porous borders. The borders were blocked, and in fact they were kept inside the territory, and there was a search operation for them as well. So all of that, the details, total details, and in fact there should be no question on who these were. There had been many questions about the opposition. Fake people have been propped up as terrorists. Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah has said that there have been ample evidence regarding that no identity of should be of these terrorists should be misplaced. In fact, those victims have been also shown the pictures of these terrorists, and they identified them. So I believe that government has almost settled a debate on Operation Sindoor, but government will obviously take it to the people of the country. But the Congress has, in fact, Congress questioned their own government on the action that they took, and also the policy of tackling the terrorism. Why should they not be standing with the government of the day and with the country when it is for the country itself, and they know that the terrorism has been sponsored by Pakistan? So all of that will be put to the people of the country, put in front of the, I would say, people of the country to take a call who they want to choose to govern them. And in fact, this is what the government has achieved through Operation Sindoor debate. In fact, this has been demanded by opposition leaders, and the fact is many of the regional parties in fact questioned Congress and also said that you are falling in the trap of BJP and the government, because their hand is obviously above when it comes to Operation Sindoor, and they'll demolish you. This was the kind of discussion that took place in the India bloc meetings, and
Yes.
this is exactly when they started speaking about the debate on SIR.
And
so they wanted to divert
Pragya,
attention.
nobody has forgotten those scenes that came in from Parliament. When the debate was set to begin, there was sloganeering, and there was an attempt to stall the debate which was agreed upon on Operation Sindoor. We saw how sloganeering went on SIR. But viewers, these are latest pictures coming in from the NDA meeting, and we're getting you more details of what exactly happened. So forces have been lauded. Prime Minister's visionary leadership has been applauded. Once again, taking you through more pictures coming in. Let's listen into that video. As we get you pictures of the NDA Parliamentary Party meeting, where the Prime Minister has been felicitated, and also Bharat Mata Ki Jai slogans have been raised in that meeting, along with the slogans of Har Har Mahadev, where the NDA is putting the focus on the valor of our forces and how Pakistan was taught a lesson via Operation Sindoor. Rashid Alvi of the Congress Party is joining us this morning. Good morning, Mr. Alvi. The debate on Operation Sindoor went on for more than 36 hours in the Parliament. The government says that it has answered every question, has given out a point-by-point rebuttal, has spoken about how forces executed Operation Sindoor, how Pakistan was cornered militarily and diplomatically. Despite that, should there be any more politics around Operation Sindoor, Mr. Alvi?
If our government has won, there are so many questions which I can raise. If diplomatically we have won, so why our government has sent so many delegations to the world? Why? What was the reason? Reason was they wanted to convince the entire world, which was not convinced earlier. Number two, what we have achieved out of this Sindoor operation, whether I have raised this question earlier also, whether Hafiz Saeed is alive or is
Mr.
dead.
Alvi, apologize for interjecting, but are you asking or are you saying that Operation Sindoor did not achieve anything?
What I'm saying, we have not achieved our goal. We wanted to kill all terrorists. We wanted to kill all those terrorists who were responsible for Pahalgam.
So the terrorists of Pahalgam have been killed in Operation Mahadev, and the details of the same were provided by the Home Minister on the floor of the House. In Operation Sindoor, there were terror bases that were decimated. Top Lashkar and Jaish commanders were eliminated in Operation Sindoor. So if the opposition goes on and on asking these questions, one would get a sense that this is also raising doubts on the valor of our forces. That's the charge that the BJP always accuses the Congress of.
Please listen to me first. We have demolished a few buildings. It doesn't mean whether Hafiz Saeed is alive or not, Azhar Masood is alive or not, Salahuddin is alive or not. What we have achieved? Again, they may be active. Again, Pahalgam may be happened again and again. If terrorists are alive, so just you have demolished some buildings.
Mr. Alvi, by constantly saying that just a few buildings were demolished, you are trying to negate everything that forces have done. And remember, all the press briefings on Operation Sindoor was detailed by top military officers. They came out and almost on an everyday basis spoke about how India used its prowess to achieve all its targets. The government has made it clear on the floor of the House that 100% targets were achieved. The intention was to demolish the root of terror, which is these terror havens. It was a precision strike. And you are saying that just some buildings were demolished. This is the same kind of narrative that was done earlier. Ki some trees were uprooted after in the Balakot airstrikes.
We have great respect for our army.
But if you have great respect for our army and operation executed by our forces, if you constantly keep saying, sir, building it to tode, sir, building it to tode, what message goes to the forces? Doesn't it demoralize them?
Listen to me first. Listen to me first. Goal is decided by the government. Whatever goal is decided by the government, our army successfully achieved that goal. Goal was, which was decided by the government, to demolish certain buildings. According to our government, these were the terrorist offices or whatever it was. I am not raising these questions from our army.
Mr. Alvi, the operation was executed by our forces, and if the opposition and very responsible and senior leaders like you, if you say things like, "Sirf building hi to tode the, targets nahi achieve hue," it has been said multiple times by the Raksha Mantri, by the Home Minister and also the Prime Minister that Operation Sindoor was 100% success. I'd like to thank you for joining us on this broadcast because we have more breaking news that's now coming in. A resolution has also been passed in the NDA meeting on Operation Mahadev. The Prime Minister has been, felicitated for the success of Operation Sindoor. The NDA MPs have felicitated him. In the meeting, Operation Mahadev was also spoken about, another operation in which the terrorists and the butchers of Pahalgam were finished off and eliminated. The entire details of Operation Mahadev was also presented by the Home Minister in the Parliament. We have Shaina NC also joining us on this broadcast as we get you more details of the NDA Parliamentary Party Meeting. Ms. NC, if you were with us on the phone line and you heard what the Congress leader, Mr. Rashid Alvi, said, and this is a narrative that the opposition has been spinning constantly, negating everything that our forces have done and have reiterated with regards to one of India's most successful operations against terrorism. Mr. Alvi says, some buildings, kuch building hi to tode the. How can the government say we've achieved our targets? What about Hafiz Saeed? What about Masood Azhar? What about Syed Salahuddin?
Well, I think I feel sorry for the opposition. They're so desperate that they will go to any extent. Do understand that Operation Sindoor and the India's military response to Pahalgam has not only been a matter of pride because it has been precision strikes. The armed forces targeted and neutralized 9 major terrorist infrastructure sites, eliminating over 100 terrorists, trainers, handlers, connected to Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen. Now, if this mission was accomplished in 22 minutes, they have a problem with it. If the international world community supports us, they have a problem with it. Rajnath Singh dismissed the opposition's claims, saying that the operation was stopped due to the US or any intervention. And all these baseless allegations is the standard practice of the opposition. Now, I want to say one more thing. If these Indian airstrikes, Pakistan launched missiles, and we used Indian defense system, particularly the S-400 and Akash missile systems to, make sure there was no significant damage. Is this not a matter of pride for India? Is this not a matter of pride? And is Prime Minister Modi claiming this pride, or is he saying that this is the Indian Air Force, Army and Navy? I think all of these need to be taken cognizance of. And as I said, nobody wants Rashid Alvi or the Congress party to appreciate anything which is done in national interest, because they have never understood that Prime Minister Modi believes nation first, party next, individual last. Operation Sindoor is testimony to the strong will of Bharat and that of our armed forces.
Thank you, Ms. Shaina NC, for joining us on this broadcast. So you heard what the BJP and its allies have been saying on Operation Sindoor and how they're countering the narrative that is constantly being peddled by the opposition. Even now, there are leaders in the opposition who still continue to say a few buildings were broken. Did we really achieve our targets? The Raksha Mantri, the Home Minister and also the Prime Minister on the floor of the House during a 36-hour-long marathon debate on Operation Sindoor have constantly reiterated that Operation Sindoor met all its targets. Let's listen to more reactions coming in from the opposition.
So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been felicitated in the NDA Parliamentary Party Meet over Operation Sindoor. How do you see this? All the NDA members coming out and felicitating Prime Minister just now on the success of Operation Sindoor.
This is just a PR operations. We don't see something great here happening because our army was ready to hit Pakistan in a very bad way. We wanted to give a strong signal to Pakistan that India is a strong force. We are capable enough for securing our borders. But unfortunately, that was not being allowed. And certain interventions like Trump have mentioned have happened. And I believe that again has demoralized us fellow citizens. So I hope that these are all kind of a drama, a kind of a PR exercise, which the Prime Minister does always.
One last question. Now, we have seen that our opposition has been demanding discussion, debate on SIR or the electoral rules. The Parliament is not able to function properly. How do you see this? What can we expect today, Haibi?
See.
All right. So you heard more voices coming in from the opposition, most of them calling what happened in the NDA Parliamentary Party meeting, the felicitation of the Prime Minister, the mentioning of Operation Sindoor, the fulcrum of the entire meeting around Operation Sindoor and Operation Mahadev as drama and PR exercise by the government. Then you have leaders in the opposition like Rashid Alvi who continue saying that what did Operation Sindoor achieve? Some buildings just were broken. GS Prashant of the Bharatiya Janata Party joining us this morning. Mr. Prashant, despite a marathon debate on Sindoor, despite answering questions, the narrative won't stop. And the charge on the opposition today is that with this narrative, they continue to question the valor and doubt the might of our forces.
This is the mindset of the Congress. Congress can never ever take pride in Bharat's victory. They are always subservient to Pakistan and probably China because they cannot withstand Bharat's overcoming its opponents. Because when the Prime Minister on the floor of the House has made a statement that no world leader intervened and that we decimated Pakistan in under 22 minutes, the Congress leaders are not willing to believe it, but they're willing to believe, a Pakistani general, president of... Modern Congress is exposed here.
Right.
On one hand, they were saying that Operation Sindoor was a tamasha, was a drama, and now when the NDA MPs come together and felicitate Modi ji. And Modi ji has got more world honors than his own people felicitating him. Because right from Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, South Korea...
Mr. Prashant, do stay with us. As you make your point, we also have Fakhrul Hasan Chand of the Samajwadi Party joining us on this broadcast. फखरुल जी, आपके जो अलायंस पार्टनर्स है कांग्रेस में, कांग्रेस के आपके मित्र हैं, उनका ये कहना है कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने तो अपने टारगेट्स अचीव नहीं किए, कुछ बिल्डिंग ही तो तोड़े गए थे. क्या आप भी इस बात से डू यू अग्री? क्या आप भी ऐसे स्टेटमेंट्स को एंडोर्स करते हैं?
नहीं, देखिए, समाजवादी पार्टी ने हम जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर चल रहा था तभी हमने कहा कि हम देश की सरकार के हर उस फैसले के साथ खड़े हैं जो देश हित से जुड़ा हुआ है. और सेना पे कोई सवाल नहीं है. सेना ने अपने शौर्य और पराक्रम से जो हमारा टारगेट था, पाकिस्तान के अंदर स्थित आतंकी ठिकानों को टारगेट करना, उनको बर्बाद करना, उस टारगेट को देश की सेना ने अचीव किया. और जो लोग भी देश की सेना पे या उस अभियान पे सवाल उठा रहे हैं, समाजवादी पार्टी नहीं है. जो आंतरिक सुरक्षा का मामला था, जिस तरह के पहलगाम का मुद्दा था, वो जरूर हमारा मुद्दा है कि देश जो नागरिक थे, जिन परिवारों ने अपनों को खोया, उनको सुरक्षा क्यों नहीं मिली, वो सवाल है. टेररिस्ट के सवाल है, जो ट्रम्प इस तरह के बयान लगातार बोल रहे हैं, सीज फायर की बात कर रहे हैं और सरकार उस पर खामोश है, ये जरूर सवाल है. लेकिन देश की सेना के शौर्य और पराक्रम पे कोई सवाल किसी को नहीं उठाना चाहिए. जो इस तरीके के सवाल उठा रहा है समाजवादी
तो वो भले कांग्रेस पार्टी आपके अलायंस पार्टनर खुद क्यों ना हो, आप उस बात की भी खंडन करते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच फखरुल हसन जान फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन दिस ब्रॉडकास्ट. पॉलिटिक्स अराउंड ऑपरेशन सिंदूर continues today. The opposition is raising questions on the meeting that is taking place, the NDA Parliamentary Party meeting. We are getting you more inside scoop. With that, viewers, it's time for us to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more news and updates.